I'm Belinda.
And hello, I'm Xolelwa, and we're both PhD scholars.
We're going to be chatting about a few things that you need to be taken into account if you're using written questionnaires or surveys to collect your data.
The first thing to consider is what information you need to collect. What is your research question? You'll need to have a strong sense of what data you're trying to get to answer your research question. Don't include items on your questionnaire just because you think a questionnaire should have them. Do you need to know your participants' names, or ages, or genders, or salaries, or workplaces? What you ask depends on what it is you're trying to find out.
Then you need to think about what medium will be best to use. There's loads of online software for developing quick internet questionnaires. Google Forms, for example, is really easy to use. It's free and it collates your data in visually appealing ways. And there's plenty of YouTube videos showing you how to set up a Google Forms survey.
But using an online form and sending out an online link assumes that your participants have internet and would be comfortable using the method. If your participants don't have online access, then you need to find another process. Maybe you have to post out paper-based questionnaires, but be prepared for very few people to complete them and send them back. It might be that you have to take the paper-based questionnaires to the participants and collect the data yourself.
In which case, you might be better off doing interviews where you can probe and add questions as you go in response to what your interview has said.
But perhaps your research design means you have to ask exactly the same question in the same order to each participant. Then a paper-based questionnaire might be exactly what you need.
And here there's few things you need to consider, like
how long will my participants be willing to spend on the questionnaire? It's no good asking 100 questions if the participants will only be willing to answer 5 or 6.
And it's not good using fancy words that the participants won't understand.
And you need to make sure that the participants have full information and provide their consent for the data to be used at the beginning of the questionnaire.
And you need to be sure to pilot the questionnaire a few times with people similar to your participants, because they will no doubt find problems you have missed. It's useful to get your pilots undertaken in front of you using a think aloud protocol. This will often demonstrate where the problems lie.
What ice cream do I like best? Vanilla, chocolate, or strawberry? But I hate ice cream. So what am I meant to take?
And I like caramel ice cream. And that's not an option. Stupid question, right?
Yes, it is. Let's consider other stupid questions people sometimes put in their questionnaires.
The leading question, where the participant is kind of forced to take a particular view or assumption. For example, should consent parents attend their children's sporting events? Yes or no? This suggests that attending sports events is aligned to being caring, and it doesn't leave space for participants to point out why they cannot attend such events. Or this one, how much do you think prices will drop? This leads to the assumption that prices will indeed drop. Or, what is the key problem with this policy? This assumes that the participant thinks there are problems with the policy.
And then there's the loaded question. These questions force the participant to respond without being able to contest the basic assumptions. So, for example, where do you go to party? This assumes the person goes out to party.
Double-barreled questions are ones where the poor participant doesn't know which bit they are being expected to answer. It's 2 or 3 questions squashed into one. For example, how satisfied are you with discipline and student support in the school, or are you not satisfied?
Then there's the problem with using absolutes in questions, like always, never, and so on.
Probably the most common error is having questions that don't make complete sense to the participant. They are either ambiguous or vague or uses complicated language. For example, asking students to answer the question, Do you feel you have scaffolded support in your acquisition of academic literacy practices?
Does the multiple answer question, where 2 or more answers could be right for a participant, but the system only allows them to choose one? For example, do you go to the shops during the week or on the weekend? Maybe I go shopping on both, but the system only allows me to choose one. Yeah.
There's the insulting question, and this can be difficult because you have to have a sense of what your participant might prefer not to say. For example, some questionnaires make people choose their title from Prof, Doctor, Mr, Miss, and there would be a lot of people who do not use any of these titles.
Then you need to think about the flow of the questionnaire and the base structure that will make sense to the participants. Often, these are only issues that can only be ironed out with lots of piloting.
We hope we've raised a few issues for you to consider as you go ahead and design your questionnaire. You can find some more materials about questionnaire design below this video.
Bye,
and
good luck with your studies.